I told you not to come in here. I told you. This would be the end of you.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at horror movies with less than definitive endings. These are largely left to viewer interpretation, although each contains a sorrowful conclusion despite the ambiguity involved. Since we're taking a deep dive into the story, watch out for major spoilers.
You're trying to get me to be his mother.
Aren't you his mother?
Number 10. The Witch. From human sacrifices to mangled animal visuals, The Witch is a hard watch. The primary theme is Satan's deceptive influence, which a 17th century family is too late to realise.
It was I.
Liar.
'Twas I what stole him. I be the witch of the wood.
Liar. Liar.
I am.
By the end, it turns out that the family goat is the devil in disguise. Since protagonist Thomasin has lost everyone by this point, she gives in to Satan's offer to live deliciously, effectively abandoning her faith.
Wouldst thou like to live deliciously?
Yes.
However, the witch's penchant for cryptic imagery leaves us with many questions. After all, how do you explain levitating witches in the woods? And will they return? Or does Satan plan on more victims? That's up for the viewers to decide. What we do know is that Thomasin's fate with the devil is sealed, and there's no going back.
Remove thy shift.
Number 9. The Host. A father's quest to rescue his daughter from a mysterious creature goes deeper than your standard monster film.
부모 속이 한번 썩어 문드러지면 그 냄새가 심리 밖까지 진동하는 거요.
The hero uncovers a complex plot involving the creature's mutated origins, which the government tries to cover up. The Host deals with impossible odds for the protagonist, as the chances to rescue his daughter diminish each minute. Although he's too late to save her, he adopts the child his daughter had cared for.
너 누구야? 우리 현서 같이 있었어?
Just when you think this might be it, the film signs off with a lot to consider. The last scene leaves it up in the air if the monster is truly gone.
한국 바이러스 사태에 대한 조사 결과 발표가 있습니다. 자세한 내용 직접 보시겠습니다.
The recent crisis in South Korea occurred as the result of error
재미없다.
Is the government still conducting illicit research? Is there another monster in the river? We don't know. Number 8. American Psycho. It's not every day a film openly tries to gaslight its viewers, but that's what American Psycho is all about.
Impressive. Very nice. Let's see Paul Allen's card.
There's a huge question mark over Patrick Bateman and everyone around him. None of it is ever resolved either. After watching Bateman hack and slash his way through numerous victims, it seems as if he'll face the consequences of his actions. Instead, nothing happens.
But that's simply not possible. And I don't find this funny anymore.
It never was supposed to be. Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
The film plays with us at every turn, as we wonder if Bateman ever committed any of his crimes, or if he's part of a mass cover-up he doesn't know about. While you'd think this would work to Bateman's benefit, it makes him feel as if he's trapped in his own personal hell.
But even after admitting this, there is no catharsis. My punishment continues to elude me, and I gain no deeper knowledge of myself.
Number 7. The Blair Witch Project.
You're not. Where is he? Where are you?
This supernatural horror film painfully details the terrifying experiences of its main characters. In the end, the dark entity Blair Witch controls Mike, who seemingly attacks Heather as the footage cuts off. It's up to the audience's interpretation if they succumbed to the Blair Witch, or if it still kept them alive as its hosts. We don't learn the truth behind its endgame and what it has planned. Admittedly, the characters here go out looking for trouble, so their eventual doom is on them. Still, we can't help feeling sorry as things spiral into disaster.
No, it is my fault. Because it was my project. And I insisted. I insisted on everything.
The final shot has viewers feeling as curious as they are terrified. Number 6. Black Swan. Darren Aronofsky's mind-bending film leans fully into its psychological horror premise. Told from troubled ballerina Nina's perspective, we follow her failing grip on reality and maddening confusion.
But she wants my role.
Every dancer in the world wants your role.
No, this is different. She's after me. She's trying to replace me.
Nobody's after you.
No, please believe me.
After vying for the lead spot in a Swan Lake production, Nina resorts to murdering her rival for the role. However, Nina's frail grasp of her surroundings switches in and out, and it turns out she's mortally wounded herself.
You were amazing. Seriously, I know that things got a little messed up between us.
Black Swan doesn't attempt to explain what Nina's mind was going through, letting viewers choose which version of events might have happened. With so many renditions from Nina's point of view, it's hard to come to a definite conclusion. Even so, Nina's downfall is certain, as we watch her last breaths before the curtain comes down.
That was perfect.
Number 5. It Follows. A violent entity targets its victims and doesn't stop until they're dead. Since it manifests like any other person, they don't know they're toast until it attacks.
Wherever you are, it's somewhere walking straight for you. But it is walking. If you drive far enough, you could buy yourself some time to think.
After learning about its aversion to water, the protagonists seem to have it beat. But it's anyone's guess if it's gone for good. It Follows carries a sense of restlessness, always making us feel like someone's watching.
It's gonna be here sooner or later.
You could pass it on. You did once.
The finale stays true to this theme, as someone appears to be following the characters. So, has the entity come to finish the job, or is it just a person out for a walk? The ambiguity runs a chill down our spine.
Your soul will leave your body, and you will no longer be a person. And that, this is certain, the worst thing.
We don't know if our protagonists ever reach home, or if they're slain while the credits roll. Number 4. Rosemary's Baby. There's hardly any scene in Rosemary's Baby that doesn't make you shudder.
What have you done to it? What have you done to its eyes?
He has his father's eyes.
After teasing a conspiracy throughout the film, we learn that everyone in Rosemary's circle orchestrated her pregnancy. What's the deal with her child? Well, it's none other than the Antichrist.
Satan is his father, and his name is Adrian. He shall overthrow the mighty and lay waste their temples. He shall redeem the despised and wreak vengeance.
The protagonist was set up to fail from the beginning, as even her husband believes in fostering Satan's spawn. Rather than depict the fallout, the film ends on ambiguous terms.
Let me introduce you to Agiron Stavropoulos.
How proud you must be. Is this the mother?
Has Rosemary accepted her initiation into the satanic cult? Will her influence prevent the child's fate, or will she raise it to bring about the end of the world? All questions here are valid. As things appear, we might have witnessed the beginning of the end for all mankind. Number 3. Shutter Island. When the film begins, it's a mystery. When it ends, you're probably still scratching your head. Shutter Island slowly peels back its protagonist's fractured mind.
You'll never get to her.
I don't doubt it, considering she's not real. Your delusions are more severe than I thought.
Marshal Teddy Daniels' search for psychiatric patient Andrew Ladis ends like you'd never expect. Teddy is Ladis. Ladis repressed his true identity to cope with the traumatizing death of his family. The entire story is an elaborate ploy to get him to accept his past and prevent his lobotomy.
It's been decided that unless we can bring you back to sanity now, right now, permanent measures will be taken to ensure you can't hurt anyone ever again.
Unfortunately, he's regressed by the film's end. Or has he? There's a hint of acknowledgement in his last scene. This begs the question, is it worth living with the harrowing truth, or a lie that robs you of your identity?
Which would be worse? To live as a monster, or to die as a good man?
Teddy seems to have made his decision. Number 2. The Shining.
Wendy. Stay away! Darling, light of my life. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Generations of viewers have been baffled by The Shining. To some, Jack's descent into madness is a result of crippling isolation. Others are convinced of a ghostly presence.
I fear you will have to deal with this matter in the harshest possible way, Mr. Torrance.
The ending appears to confirm the latter, but adds more questions. Although he meets his death in the hedge maze, we then see Jack in a photo from 1921. There's no explanation behind his sudden appearance at this long ago party, although we know he's not old enough to be there. Fans have wondered if this means he's joined a group of similarly doomed hotel managers from years before, or if this was Jack from a previous life.
And when my wife tried to prevent me from doing my duty, I corrected her.
Whatever it might be, the ending suggests Jack's fate was in place before he ever stepped foot in the hotel. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Thing. When it isn't displaying horrific acts of violence, The Thing has us thinking. Apart from wondering what the monster is, we question which person it's imitating.
I know I'm human. And if you were all these things, then you'd just attack me right now. So some of you are still human.
Despite destroying the station, neither of the final two survivors is sure if the other is human. The tension hangs over them, even with death staring them in the eye.
Did you kill it?
Where were you, child?
Thought I saw Blair.
We never find out if the Thing resides in one of them or if it's dead, but the paranoia carries on until the film's last minute. Neither man will survive the cold, yet they'll probably keep worrying about the Thing until their last breath. And if the entity is still alive, their sacrifice was all for nothing.
Why don't we just wait here for a little while? See what happens.
It's a grim prospect we might never get a definitive resolution for. Which horror ending can you interpret in several ways? Let us know in the comments.
You're as violent as they come. I know this because I'm as violent as they come.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.